Dear students, today we are going to talk about first group of the periodic table, that is alkali metals. But before that, I want to give you summary of the lesson which I have uploaded as a periodic table introduction. So in that we discussed what is periodic table. So periodic table is the arrangement of elements in periods and columns. Periods are horizontal and the vertical are the columns, or the vertical columns are known as groups. The elements are arranged according to the ascending order of their proton number, not mass number. Then we also discussed what is group number. Group number is the number of electrons in the outer shell. This is very important to know how many electron particular group has in their outer shell. We can easily identify then to which group the element belongs if we know the number of electron in the outer shell. Okay. Similarly, period number is the number of shells. If an element has three periods, mean three shells, that means three shells are required to place its electrons. So it belongs to third period. This is why we call it, this element belongs to period 1, period 2, period 3. Mean this, we are basically talking about the number of shells. So let's talk about uh, group 1, which is known as alkali metals. You must keep in mind in periodic table, there are 11, families basically, but in our syllabus, we are talking about 4 families. Those are alkali metals. I just can share with you. Alkali metals, then we have halogens, noble gases, and transition elements. These are the families of the periodic table which we will discuss in detail, and this topic is very important according to exam point of view. Transition elements. Now this is group 1 basically, alkali metals. Halogens are group 7 elements. They are salt formers, that's why they are known as halogens. Noble gases belong to group 0 or group 8. Transition elements between group 2 and 3. So these are the families of the periodic table which we will be uh, talking about, discussing in detail. Families of periodic. Hope you understand. Now in alkali metals, when we call it see, it is the column on the extreme left of the periodic table. Just I show you in the diagram. Yes, you can see this. This is lithium, this is sodium, this is potassium, this is rubidium, this is cesium, this is francium. So these elements are basically group 1 elements: lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium, francium. So why these elements they are present in group 1? Why they are not present in any other group? The reason is when we draw their electronic configuration, which we usually discuss in atomic structure, you will see they will be having one electron in their outer shell. For an example, I can make one diagram for you people. For example, if we are talking about sodium, let's say. So at the top it will be written 23 of sodium. Here it will be written 11. So what is 11? These are electrons. But 11, these are proton as well. How many neutrons? Just subtract 23 minus 11, you will get 12. So it has 12 neutrons. Now you need to draw it. First shell has 2 electrons. Second shell, 8 electrons. And the last shell has only 1 electron. The 11 electrons have been placed in 3 shells. In the nucleus, we have protons and neutrons. In the shells, we have electrons. They revolve around the nucleus under the attraction of protons. You understand? So why lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium belong to group number 1? Because they have 1 electron in outer shell. Why I'm focusing on number of electron in outer shell? Keep in mind, the chemical properties of the elements, they depend upon the number of electrons in outer shell. The outer shell is also known as valence shell. So elements belonging to group 2, they don't have similar chemical properties as group 1 elements they have with each other. Okay, now let's move ahead. All the elements contain 1 electron in their outer shell. Hope you understand. By an example of sodium. Now see, all the elements are very reactive elements. The group 1 elements, they are highly reactive. They are never reacted with the acids in the laboratory because their reactions are explosive. We will study these reactions, reactive metals reactions, when we will be talking about uh, chemical properties. The members of this group, they have relatively low melting and boiling points. Basically, melting and boiling points are the physical properties. And you will see melting and boiling points, they decreases down the group. I have discussed this in, introductory lesson that melting and boiling point decreases down the group. Their melting and boiling point depends how easier they can lose their electron from outer shell. For example, if I compare the boiling point of or melting point lithium and sodium, potassium and sodium, we will see the lithium has only 2 shells, sodium has 3 shells, potassium has 4 shells. As we go down the group, the valence shell electrons, they go away from the nucleus. As a result, what happens? The force of attraction between nucleus and outer shell electrons decreases. Less energy will be required to remove the electron from outer shell as we go down the group. Before melting and boiling, the elements have to lose their electrons. Hope you understand why melting point and boiling point, they decreases down the group. Although they are metals, but they don't have strong metallic bonding in them. Metallic bonding, the force of attraction between the positive ions and free electrons. You understand? They are soft. If you visit to the school laboratory, you might have you will see metals, sodium, potassium. They are usually stored under oil. Why they are stored under oil? The answer will be given in chemical properties. So here we are talking about their soft, soft metals. Softness is also a physical property. So when we are talking about why they are soft, how do we know that? We can do practical Just take a piece of sodium or potassium. You can easily cut with a knife. Hope you got it. They are soft and hence can be cut with knife. They are extremely reactive. We have already talked about this one. Okay. If we see they form monopositive ions, what is mean by this? See, why they make positive ions? When they, for example, I'm talking about sodium. Sodium, okay. It has one electron in outer shell. You can see here from the diagram. So now it need 7 electron from non-metal if it combines with other. But that is not feasible normally that it can attract the electron from non-metal because the non-metal outer shell electrons they are tightly bound as compared to metals. That is why metals normally lose electrons while non-metals gain electrons from the metals when they combine with it. So when sodium loses 1 electron, the outer shell electron goes. The remaining shell, this one, will be having with 8 electrons. So why elements lose, gain electron? Let's say metals lose electron, non-metals gain electron. Or sometimes non-metals they share electron with each other. Why this happens? Just to get the stability. In addition to noble gases, which are group 8 elements, helium, neon, xenon, we will discuss their properties. They are the only elements whose outer shell is complete. While all the other elements, they have outer shell incomplete. That is why they are known as unstable in terms of electronic configuration. Electronic configuration is the arrangement of electron in the shells. Hope you understand? They are normally less dense than water. When we say they are less dense than water, that means they float on the surface of water. Why they float? Because they have low density. But density increases down the group. For example, you see this is lithium, this is sodium. It has more density than lithium. Why? Because of the number of protons and neutrons in the sodium, they are greater as compared to lithium. Sodium atomic mass is 23, while that of lithium is 7 only. That is why their density increases down. But they usually float, react, and vanishes. We understand. So, students, today that's it. And inshallah, we will be starting with further physical properties and then chemical properties, mean reactions of group 1 metals. Those are very important. They are the part of your examination. A long question usually come from group 1 and group 7. So please do subscribe my channel so that I get motivation from your comments. Do comments as well. I I would expect soft good comments so that I should work more for you people through my channel Chemistry with Sir S. Thank you very much.